Call to order with pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Zebley, roll call.
Mrs. Denny. Mrs. Ellis.
Here.
Mrs. Jones.
Here.
Mr. Mancinelli. Here. Mrs. Powell. Mr. Seesaw.
Here.
Mr. Tinsley. Here. Mr. Twister.
Here.
Mr. Arnold.
Here. Tonight we're going to move number 8, items of board information and discussion, up to number 2 on the agenda. Dr. Steinwall.
Thank you, Mr. Armour. I'm going to ask Ms. Claus to advance the slide, the one place for us, if you don't mind. It's my pleasure tonight to recognize longtime employee, longtime coach for us, Mr. Bob Chambers, who's here this evening. Mr. Rafferty had brought to my attention that we had a longtime soccer coach who passed the 30-year service mark for us, which is quite exceptional. And I recognize that soccer season ended a few months ago, and we wanted to make sure the holidays passed and had an opportunity to recognize Coach Chambers. There were some kind of parting opportunities that the team has done. In fact, Seamus is probably the perfect guy to have here in recognition as well, a lover of soccer himself. But I asked Mr. Rafferty to mention a few things, and he sent along some notes here. Mr. Chambers has been coaching soccer for Sun Valley for the last 30 years. He has coached our students an astounding 453 games. During his time as coach, including all seasons, he has coached over 1,000 young men from Aston, Brookhaven, and Parkside communities. Coach Chambers easily stands as the all-time leader in wins in Sun Valley soccer history. A few words to describe Coach Chambers would be dedicated, committed, patient, kind, thoughtful, and a lifelong family. Outside of coaching, Coach Chambers is an Aston resident, 1989 graduate of Sun Valley High School. He is the loving and dedicated father to 2 current Sun Valley seniors, serves as a health and phys ed teacher in the Southeast Delco School District, and is a wonderful example of a reason to be proud of Penn Delco. So we wanted to present a certificate to Coach Chambers, and also we have a higher end jacket for you that will ensure that you will certainly always be able to represent Sun Valley. We'd like to give that to you as well, and I understand you've already received the soccer ball in the case as well. Round of applause for Coach Chambers. Sun Valley Athletics on it. Really nice short jacket for you.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Mr. Armour, do you want to join us?
Sure. Congratulations. Thank you.
Ready? Okay. And this is Mom and Dad, too, by the way.
You're welcome to join us as well if you'd like. Come on up, please. How's that? Good. So get next to that.
All set?
Two 2.01 is approval of minutes. Motion is to approve the minutes of the February 22nd board meeting. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 2.02 is the invoice listing. Motion is to approve the invoice listing for February through March of 2023. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Zelli, would you read the Treasurer's report tonight, please.
As of January 31st, 2023, Pendelco's balance was $45,289,203. During February 2023, local, state, and federal revenues totaled $3,060,651. Disbursements were issued in the amount of $7,678,691. As of February 28th, 2023, Pendelco's current balance is $40,671,163. The motion is to approve the treasurer's report for February 2023.
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 2.04 is the budget transfer report. Motion is to approve the budget transfer report from February through March of 2023. Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 3 is student representative report for the board. Chance.
Hello, everyone. It's great to see you again. Sophie sends her regards. Unfortunately, she cannot be here tonight, but I'm here. We got it. The National Honor Society is hosting a book drive this week. Throughout the week, announcements have been made in the morning to alert students to bring books in for children in need. It is a great cause, and the Honor Society have done a great job in collecting these books. This month, Sun Valley hosted the SATs on March 12th. Many students, including myself, from Sun Valley and other schools came to take this exam, and we are all awaiting our results. This past weekend, Sun Valley Theater had their annual production. This year we put on Chicago Teen Edition, and it was a hit. Students, staff, and the community loved it, and I, for one, know that the kids in the production had fun from start to finish. It is crazy that it is over, but everyone is excited to see what comes next from the theater department. Both the juniors and seniors are having their proms very soon. The junior class is done with their ticket sales and are anxiously awaiting for April 21st. The junior prom will be held at Adventure Aquarium, and it is going to be very fun. I personally am very excited, as this will be my first Sun Valley prom. And on the other hand, the seniors are currently in the process of selling tickets for the senior prom that will be held in late May. Both events are going to be an absolute blast, and students are very excited. On Thursday of next week, the Student Senate is hosting a Spirit Week to get students ready for spring break. Some standout themes throughout the week are Crazy Hair Day and Tourist Tuesday. Student Senate has been working very hard to make a very fun week for the students of Sun Valley. The grades are competing to see who has the most school pride, and the winning grade will be receiving an ice cream party at the end of the week. The week is topped off with a pep rally on March 31st. The month of March is hard for students, so I know that a pep rally is something that we desperately need. On Thursday of this Spirit Week, Sun Valley will be hosting a blood drive. Previously this month, a Red Cross rep came to the Sun Valley to encourage students to give blood and be a part of something much bigger than them. We have many students signed up for this event, and they are even getting some gift cards and rewards from the Red Cross just for giving blood. Spring sports are in full swing, and it's going to be a good year this year. The teams have been made, and the schedules are set. Games are already being played, and just this week, some teams have pulled out some big wins. Everyone is very excited and hoping for some great playoffs runs from each team. And finally, in very exciting news, the Sun Valley volleyball team is bringing back the volleyball marathon on April 29th. It is a cherished event that has been missed by many students, so it is very exciting that it is being brought back.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Seamus, I heard great things about the show, but I think it was that Billy Flynn part, that person really struggled, I understand. But other than that, I heard everybody else was incredible. I mean, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
No, I'll mention this in a second, but Seamus did a phenomenal job playing that part. As I mentioned to the board, the Chicago Teen Edition musical has been the talk of the town, really, since it was delivered. So you guys were incredible.
Thank you.
I mean, people have said, I've been to 15, 20 shows, and this is one of the best, so credit to you.
Thank you.
How do you guys, seriously, how do you learn your lines so quickly? Because you really don't start working on that till like a month before. It just comes together, or what?
Yeah, I have no idea. I just read it. I don't know how we memorize all of it, but somehow it gets stuck up there, I guess.
So you ever get to a point where if you forget something, you just keep talking?
Yes.
Not to give away an actor's secret.
There's times, yeah, definitely.
Just keep moving, and then
Sometimes it just comes out and it's not what you were supposed to say, but you just keep going. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite show? I mean, you've been in 3 of them at Sun Valley now. You've been a few at Northley as well. I mean, do you have a favorite show that for some reason you really like?
I've loved them all. They were really fun. This was a very fun show this year. I got to do it with a lot of my friends, and I'd say either this year. I can't even pick. They're all really fun. They're all my favorite.
So how does the cabbies work? Because I know I think it's like 36 students from around the region wrote a review, which is really, really high number.
I think we had about 42 Cappies come to see the show, and they give reviews, and then they vote, and then I think in late May we have a gala in which they nominate like different songs, different students to see like best actor, best actress, best singing, stuff like that, and then it's like an award. It's like the Oscars, but for Sun Valley Theater, or for high school theater.
Well, we had like 4 last year, if I remember right?
Yeah, we had I think 11 nominations and 4 wins.
You don't have to be home. Well, super, good. I hope you enjoyed it as much as the folks in the audience.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great. Thank you for your update on the board.
Yes.
I'm sure you're quite tired after last week.
Yeah.
Great work.
Thank you, James.
Number 4 tonight, the DCI report. Ms. Powell is away on vacation this week. You have a report. Number 5, Dr. Steinhoff with the superintendent.
So tonight's agenda, a couple specific items of note. For those who are in attendance or maybe watching film, you see the agenda, you see the board votes on it, under what is that. We have an updated Kelly Services pricing agreement. So Kelly Services provides substitute teachers that are essential to our students' learning when our staff might happen to be out of the building or not out that day. There has been a national shortage in substitute teachers, and we are not immune from that. And obviously, as a supply and demand issue, we want to make sure that we are as competitive as possible so that our substitutes choose Pendelco as a place to come. And we are going back to Kelly Services and looking to raise our rate to be a little more attractive to ensure that our rate is competitive, if not better. In fact, we believe it is now competitive and better than the county average to hopefully attract the best substitute teachers that we can get. Tonight, we are recommending that the school board approve the 3 different DCIU operating budgets. That includes the general operating budget, that includes the special education budget, and it also includes a budget for the career and technical education schools. There was a number of updates to several board policies tonight, a little bit more than normal. The board spent considerable time last week reviewing these in the first read. We had the opportunity to get feedback to address some edits where they were necessary, and tonight are being brought forward to you as part of a second read as well. We had those board policies brought to your attention as well. Capital projects, we also have on the agenda tonight significant repairs, roofing repairs to the service center, which we're in, at Pennell Elementary and Parkside. So particularly the portion of the roof of Parkside is now at end of life. It's hard to believe, but Parkside is nearing 20 years since it was built, and some sections of Pennell as well. So we're recommending that those repairs be done, and the cost for those will certainly be covered in our capital budget. School districts required to submit a multi-year strategic plan. Ours will be due on October 31st, 2023. Within the next few weeks, the community of residents, parents, and staff will be asked to complete a short survey as part of this planning process so that our comprehensive planning committee can evaluate that data. We can bring that back to the school board and use that to make sure that we're charting the right direction as we work on our plan throughout the spring and the summer months. Registration is now open for full day K. We have 137 students who registered in the first 2 days, which is wonderful. Can't wait to see them. Registration opened for full day kindergarten on Tuesday. Reminder that we also offer orientation options for parents, particularly those whose first child is coming to us for the first time. That'll be held at Pennell on Monday, April 17th, and at Coburn on the other side of the district, Tuesday, April 18th. So we're excited as we're moving forward. A lot of interest from parents, a lot of parents very satisfied that the board made the decision to fund full day kindergarten in the Pendelco School District. PSSA testing is coming up. I mentioned this. We'll be encouraging parents to have their students take the test. We understand the test can be challenging. We never believe that a child is any more than, that a test score is more than a child. We know that it's balanced data. We know that a child's well-being is certainly far more important than tests. But we've noticed as well that there's value in persevering. There's value in doing hard things. And you might have seen there's a best-selling book out now, Do Hard Work. And we're recognizing that we really want to tell students that, not shirk from the opportunities of challenge. And some students may not want to take the test, and may want to ask parents, say, I don't want to take it, everyone else is opting out, opt out. We're encouraging students just to take the test, to give your best. The data that we get back from that is helpful for our school, it's helpful for our students, and it's also helpful in getting them ready for life. We know that students in a few years will have to take SATs, they'll have to take entrance exams, they'll have to be prepared for, or higher stakes tests. So we're encouraging parents to ask their kids go in and just do the best, and our teachers will make sure that they're very prepared and to give their best, take the test, and then enjoy some rest. And that's really the approach that we're taking with this coming up. So that starts on April 24th. Had parent information night. Mr. Buterball indicated it was very well attended. So Mr. Buterball, Eileen Martin, and 6th grade counselor Nicole Sayre led this event. During the event, they reviewed academic program opportunities for students to participate and grow in their new school, and the activities, the arts, the athletics, and certainly the academics that they can be exposed to at Northley Middle School. Wonderful building. We have been holding planning meetings that have been held to add interior design and more spirited decor, if you will, to Sun Valley High School. We've been doing that with Spizel Architects. We have students involved. I'm really impressed with the feedback that they've given. A student-driven survey to get feedback from the student body on what are the kind of images that they'd like to see, how would they like to dress out the building, some of those large, long wall areas that are just right now open canvas ever since we did the renovation. We're really excited how that's moving along. The goal is to have that work done in time for the start of school when kids come back in September. Congratulations to Hope Gladfelder, 2nd place in the chemistry division in the Delaware County Science Fair. Also received recognition from the Pennsylvania Association of School Retirees. Really pleased to see Hope, as a grade 9th grader, doing so well in the Delaware County Science Fair. Also very pleased to see Northley in the Americanism essay. Several students were chosen as recent Americanism essay contest, which was sponsored by the American Legion. Students will find out the exact place they want at the award ceremony at the end of the month. One student, sophomore Aiden Hearn, as well as 5 students from Northley, will attend a special award ceremony. And their essays were in response to the prompt, what does patriotism mean to you? So congratulations to Logan Ramsey, Anderson Stone, Michael Henry, Kara Wilkinson, and Riley Johnston. More academics. Congratulations to our students who contributed to the Spinato Young Authors Project, which is sponsored by the Delaware County Reading Council. Those on the board for a while recognize we often bring students out. We have a long line of award winners, and this year is no different. There were 95 winning selections all across the county out of 600 entries, and 15 of those 95 pieces were from Pendelco. So, we are one of the smaller districts in the county, and yet we had about 17% of the winning selections. So we're really proud of our teachers, really proud of our students and the work that they do. We'll get you copies of some of the winning submissions after we have the event in May. We will be happy to host, in fact, countywide special ceremony. That'll be done at Northley Middle School. We bring all those winners in from around the county. They celebrate their work. They have a special artist comes in and gives a really kind of exciting speech to the students. Parents are invited. We're always pleased to be that host school for such an important project. And the work that these kids do will blow you away when you read the high quality materials that come out of our students who participate in this project. Really thrilled to see this growth. I can remember when we sent one small team of elementary students to the DCIU STEM Challenge, and now we're sending 14 teams of elementary students. And they attended the STEM Design Challenges for teams in grades 4th through 8th grade. They brainstormed, they developed, and they implemented a solution to an engineering problem, as you can see, using the Connect's building materials. You have to identify a current environmental problem, research it, design a solution to the problem. They are judged on creativity, teamwork, challenge, success, design, and presentation. So really excited. Congratulations to students from Aston, Coburn, Parkside, and Pennell who had the opportunity to participate in the STEM Design Challenge at DCIU. If you follow us on social media, saw great participation in yesterday's Rock Your Socks event. Every year on March 21st, people from around the world come together to celebrate World Down Syndrome Day by wearing brightly colored, very clearly and highly mismatched socks. And that's a symbolic that people with Down syndrome have 3 copies of the 21st chromosome. And Delco continues to support this annual effort with enthusiasm and joy, and I can tell you it takes a lot of leadership by our particular staff to make sure that this continues to grow every year. Krista Ventura plays a big part in that. Our counselor, Mr. Siegel, plays a big part in that and kind of leading the work throughout the district. But you'll see we had a lot of people participate, different schools there. There's beautiful blue shirts there. The Aston staff participating as well. So it was great. Kids recognized the value in it and the charitable portion to it. And we're just happy that we're part of the tradition. Spring sports are underway. Really pleased. We had a huge opening day yesterday with our boys team beating Ruston, and a great effort, 14 strikeouts, I think, by our pitcher, which was wonderful. And I'm hearing that we have about 70 students in Northleaf's track and field program, which would be record participation. We're very excited about that. We have a good problem this spring. I talked to Mr. Rafferty this morning. We have so many students out for Sun Valley's track and field team, Northleaf's track and field team, lacrosse is using the inside of the field. It's quite busy, and that's a good problem to have. And I can remember times where I wondered, do we have a track team? Are they out there? Not anymore. So our goal is to have students, highly involved in academics, but also something else, an activity, an art, an athletic event, something else that rounds out their development as a whole child, if you will. So we're really pleased to see that spring sports are underway, and we have high levels of involvement in all of our sports at this point in time. As I mentioned, the arts are a big deal in this district, and boy, if you looked at the shows that we saw this month, there's no question about it. Northleaf, just hit a grand slam on their presentation of The Little Mermaid. You just look at the stage, the presentation, the ability, the performances. If you had a chance to see it, you would think you were seeing like a junior college production, not a middle school production. It was just absolutely outstanding. And Sun Valley's got a pipeline of great stars that are going to continue to go right through our district. And then, of course, the show that we talked about, there you see Seamus, student rep to the board up there in the first slide, doing the lead actor part. And the dancing was spectacular. I heard from a lot of parents that they're very pleased with the investment that the district made in the lighting and the sound. That made all the difference in the world this year. And it was just a great selection, recognizing that we had so many wonderful dancers in the school at this time. This was the perfect show for them, particularly for our upperclassmen dancers to really show off their talent. So really pleased that you go to those events and you feel like, wow, the hard work that we put into this school district pays off when kids have opportunities like this. I will be shocked if we don't find out that we don't have several Cappy Award winners from that, because the performance was just that good. Looking ahead, April 3rd through 10th, spring break. Our staff deserve it. Our students deserve it. Hard to believe that we're talking about spring break, right? I feel like I was standing here in September just not that long ago. April 11th, fourth marking period begins for secondary students. We'll have our junior prom. Wonderful to get back to those kind of events. I remember with COVID years where some of those things couldn't happen. It's just nice to be back to normal. The National Junior Honor Society will be held at Northleaf on April 17th. And then we will also be back on the road with our board study session at Northleaf on April 19th. Printer Budavall will give the board a presentation on how he thinks things are going at the middle school throughout this year. Our plan will be to have 4 study sessions at the 4 elementary schools the next school year, and that calendar will be pushed out as well. So thank you for the opportunity to provide you an update tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Stonoff. Tonight, the board met in executive session to discuss personnel and litigation matters. That was number 7 there. Number 9, comments by members of the public.
As commenting? Is it working?
Just give it a shot. Here you go.
Thank you. I'm commenting on one of the policies, so that's 10. Is now the time to do that? All right.
Ma'am, can you please state your name and your address for the board?
Sure.
please?
Mary Yount, Y-O-U-N-T, 35 Green Lane. I'm commenting on agenda item 10.4, school board policies. And this is since updates to policy 113.2, behavior support is currently up for review. I wanted to make everybody aware that the proposed policy details regarding reporting of incidences to law enforcement and similar, that the superintendent or designee shall respond to such incidents in accordance with the district's special education plan is listed. However, there are no details or references to such reporting in the current special education plan. Dr. Steinhoff, the correction you made to policy 113.1 around this was a good one, and I would suggest that same correction be made to 113.2. Thank you.
Thank you. That correction has been made between the first and the second read. So no longer that section Sienna's referring to no longer references the special education plan, but instead references in accordance with law, policy, and regulations.
Sorry, just to correct that, the change was made to 113.1,
Correct.
and I'm suggesting that change also be made to 113.2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Comments by members of the board?
Dr. Steinhoff, I know you actually called it during the superintendent's report, but it should be, I just want to make sure we're all just aware as well as with Dr. Pasulo. This is the first time I said your last name. Very well. And the rest of the cabinet. I mean, this is the second time in less than a year that we haven't done an increase with the Kelly services, but you also called it out. It's because we do want to keep stability in that classroom as much as not trying to have the teachers being overloaded when needed. So the reason I'm even just speaking right now is for I just wanted to appreciate the fact of you being proactive to try to keep us at a number that where we are competitive with our competitors or other school districts. And then as well as two other agenda items that are for the appointment. I actually did speak to Ms. Genevieve and Mr. Giurio, so I do appreciate them even doing the extra pay, whether it's for the rest of this school year or for the 23-24 school year. So I'm glad that we have some stability from that perspective as well. Other than that, everything else is, I don't have any other issues. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll pass that along.
Thank you, Mr. Tinsley. I would first like to congratulate our hockey team. Not that it is a recognized PIAA sport, but they are our students who play under the Sun Valley name. They won their league this year, first time in a long time. We are planning to recognize them next month at the board meeting. It was a little quick turnaround to get it here this way, but I'd asked Dr. Steinhoff when I heard about it to give me a little background information on why schools are supported, or not necessarily supported, but why they're not as school supported. And, got some background information on that, and it seems like they prefer that, and sometimes, but they are our students. They are part of our student body, so we'd like to recognize them for carrying on that good name and winning. Some big wins already in the spring sports, and we look forward to having some successful teams this year. I believe.
One more comment. I think
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, it's okay. So my name's Kevin Kearns. My address is 25 Giles Lane. I moved to the district 5 years ago, and not for 1 minute do I regret that. And I'm thankful for all you for allowing the kindergarten. My son will be a kindergartner next year, so we're very happy that we're saving some additional funds. I also have a fifth grader at Pennell, and it's his first year there, even though we've been here for 5 years, and he absolutely loves it. It's a completely different kid, and it's a testament to the teachers and the guidance and people that are there. So I want to say thank you for that. The reason that I'm here today is I was looking to see, is the school familiar with House Bill 834 that is being proposed right now? The district?
Background on that one.
Yep, the House Bill 834 is a current proposition in the House, not off to the Senate yet. However, it's to require AEDs at every sporting event, including all practices. So If you are familiar with that, I just wanted to give you guys some information. My background is I've been a firefighter and EMT in Delaware County for 20 years, and I own one of the top 10 safety companies in the entire country. We're right here in Delaware County. We support Delaware County businesses, schools, pretty much every first responder organization, as well as the County of Delaware chooses to operate with us. I'm just going to pass these for you for a copy each. Our consulting services are absolutely free. So I have seen, because I coach basketball here, I coach baseball here at the youth level since I've come, and I do see issues from my personal and professional opinion with some of the AEDs that are in the schools. Some of them were discontinued over 10 years ago, but yet they're still in the schools. So I'm just asking, I'm going to read a little bit of what I wrote here. I'm not going to read all of it. There's like 6 pages for you guys to review. I'm just going to read the first page, if that's all right. So as a life safety industry leader, I understand the importance of ensuring that automated external defibrillators, AEDs, meet the latest guidelines for maintenance and inspection to minimize the risk of equipment malfunction and injury to your staff, students, and visitors. As a selected provider for the County of Delaware and a CoStar's provider, Tri-State Training and Safety Consulting, we're based in Folsom, has extensive experience in providing high-quality safety training and consultation services. We have attempted to contact your school district previously and are concerned that you may not be aware of the latest AED maintenance and inspection guidelines, regarding specifically the LifePak 500 units that you have. So those are the ones that are of main concern. I cannot speak to other units that I haven't seen, but I know those ones for sure should be something that should be addressed. So I'm just here today. I'm not going to go through all this. You guys obviously look at it if you'd like, but just want to let you know that we're here. Our services are free for consultation. Most boroughs, townships, and the county itself work with us. During COVID, we were the driving force behind all medical supplies for this county. So if the county was giving out supplies, they came from us. They weren't sure how a company in the corner of Ridley could do that, but we made it happen, and we want to be able to do the same thing in the districts that we serve currently or don't serve as far as defibrillators and CPR training. So if it's something you'll consider.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'll leave some cards up here if you need them too.
Any other comments? All right, with that, we'll start with item 10, starts on page 2, carries through page 3, 4, and ends at the top of page 5. This references the Pendelco budget 2022 through 2023, the Act 93 plan, the PDEA agreement, the PDESPA agreement, the PDSSPA agreement, the PA School Code Section 1108B. It is administrative recommendation to approve all personnel items as presented. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I'd like to make a motion to remove that policy 113.2 off of tonight's agenda until Dr. Steinhoff and the board can, we will vote on the rest of them, but we are not voting on policy 113.2.
Thank you. I'd like to note that is an update to existing policies, with existing policy in place. What I'd like to look at is take feedback from the member of the community, take a look at that particular policy, and ensure that I feel comfortable bring it back to the board based on the feedback that we have, and we'll look at that next one.
Tonight we'll have a consent agenda for 10.03 through 10.15. Does any member wish to have any specific agenda item pulled for separate voting? With that, I need a motion to approve 10.03 through 10.15. Please note that all contracts are subject to the solicitor's office review.
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Any other comments by members of the public? All right, seeing none, members of the board. I would like to welcome Mr. Twizzler tonight. His first board meeting with us. Look forward to seeing a few years to come with him.
Thank you.
Mr. Mansell?
Real quick, I had the chance to attend Sun Valley Science Fair night, where they invited elementary and middle school students. So I took my 3 boys there, and they put on a great event for the kids. Yeah, they had a good time. My fourth grader got to cut Cal's eyes, and he thought it was the coolest thing in the world. But it was her first chance to attend that, and Sun Valley did a great job. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
I'll pass that along from John. Up in the second floor science lab.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They enjoyed that. Good.
All right, with that, our next meetings are April 19th will be our study session at Northly Middle School.
Currently, we're looking at the library.
Okay, Northly's library at 7:30, and then Wednesday, April 26th will be our business meeting here at Service.
And I will, and our staff will look into the information that was shared with the board about the AEDs. We appreciate the opinion. We'll get us some